Y'all know how we do, always pushing health, wealth, better understanding self. So check this out. Carmelo Anthony case just got weirder because they decide to release the footage, but they only release the footage privately to certain people, which doesn't make sense. It makes me think that they're hiding the coverage. They don't want to release the full video so everybody can see, because we'll see, the altercation. And then when people say they seen the video, it's like they acting like they didn't see the whole thing. I'm gonna go over this lady explaining it, and I'm just gonna point out the hypocrisy on how they're not letting the public just see the video so we can know what happens. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, push me on the algorithm. I greatly appreciate that. Without further ado, let's get it.
ISD is releasing surveillance video of the stabbing at the track meet that led to the death of a student back in April, but only under very strict conditions. So through open records, they will allow whoever requests it to view that video, but no recording whatsoever is allowed. On that note, we sent our I-Team producer, Kelsey Mittauer, to watch that video. She joins us now in studio to walk us through what you saw. We're going to go in order here.
Now, she claims she watched the video, but listen to how she sounds. Check this out.
Just a second, Kelsey. But in general terms, what did the video depict? What did you see?
It shows everything from the moments leading up to the stabbing to the medical response to then the beginning of the police investigation.
Okay, and
so she's saying the video shows everything. Okay, that's what she's saying. That's clear that I got there. You could see everything from the beginning to the end.
Lasted several minutes is what they showed you.
It did, about 30 minutes.
Okay, so let's start in the beginning now and talk a little bit about what you saw at the front end of that video, because you got to see the attack, the actual stabbing
right.
took place.
So I started watching about 9:53. The camera shows half of the field. So it's about from the 50-yard line on, and the tent where it happened was kind of right in front of the 50-yard line, but the camera is down here.
Okay.
It's positioned across the field. So everybody in the video, you can tell there are kids or adults, but no one's identifiable.
So a long shot is what
a long shot, yeah.
So a couple of minutes in, and you actually see the altercation take place.
Yes, everything leading up to it, everyone's milling about. It seems very normal, and then right at 9:55, that's when there's this explosive movement or action between two people under the tent, and that's when the employees.
Now, she said two people. So if you can't really, can you see two people or not? Because that's where it seems like she knew to say two people, like she could have seen clearly that it was two people, or could it have been a third person? Could it have been a group of people? So that she's saying that, and this is on the news, I just kind of feel like perception is playing a role, but let me let her go.
In the room told me that's when the stabbing happened at 9:55.
Right, and you were talking about people kind of start to scatter at that moment. Obviously, something went wrong. And so what happens next? Because now, a little bit later on, that's when the ambulance shows up.
Right, so when the ambulance arrives, it actually comes through near the end zone at the gate, and then it comes up to the 50-yard line directly in front of the tent. You can see Austin Metcalf is right here, but then when they pull close to the tent, they realize that they can't get the stretcher to him because of the barrier of the bleachers. So at that point, then the paramedics have to get out, and then they have to walk all the way back to the end zone. This is actually, on the next slide. They have to go all the way back to the end zone and then come all the way back. That takes another couple of minutes. So at this point, they've arrived and they are actively working on Metcalf at that point.
And we want to reiterate, we're using some imagery here to sort of denote exactly what was happening here, these little icons that we're using the ambulance, because again, the video was not able to be released. You're watching all of this happen, Kelsey, and you're watching the time sort of elapse. What are you thinking about when you see this, especially when you see sort of the issues in getting Metcalf out of there?
I mean, I understand why it happened the way it happened. They were still working on him, actually. The thing that really struck me is they're working on him, and that's when you see the rain's coming down heavier, and then they actually pull out the blue tarp.
The blue tarp that we saw.
Right, and then I noticed the crime scene tape is already up. I was so focused on here, I didn't even see that, but they're building the crime scene actively around him as they're continuing to work on him in the bleachers.
So that was happening while he was still there?
Yes, he's in in the bleachers.
And in closing here, because we know that several minutes had elapsed and people are sort of scurrying in different areas, what do we know about the suspect in the stabbing, Karmelo Anthony, and his whereabouts?
So I asked the women in the room, the employees, I said, of everybody on this screen, is Karmelo Anthony in here? And they said, you know, we couldn't tell you, we don't know. And honestly, it was so hard. Once it happened, you know, there's people going this way, that way, this way, and this way. So it was just hard to know what direction he headed.
All right, Kelsey, thank you very much.
So there y'all go. She's acting like she don't know which direction here or there that they went, but then it's saying that, you know, she can clearly see that it was a dispute between two people. So they just need to let the public watch the video so we can see. Condolences to the family of Austin Metcalf on what they got to go through, because we never wish death on anybody, and that's not what we're here for, but we're here for to make sure our brother get a fair trial and to understand that, you know, if it was two people that ran up and jumped on him, it needs to be explained that way. But I want to know what y'all think about this. Do you think the lady was like, she wasn't just being straight up with us? Were you able to get a good look at the beginning of the case? Because all we care about was how many people approached Karmelo Anthony. And then that whole incident is the most important part. Other than that, with the ambulance and all of that, at the end, we want to know about the initiation of the conflict. So let me know what y'all think. Hopefully we can get the video. They said you can get it, but you can't record it or put it on. You can only have it privately. So they let the media lady listen to it. So I don't know why anybody else in the media shouldn't be able to do the same thing. So we're going to see how this case roll out. The sentencing of Case and Allison is coming up. So I'm going to probably do a video on that. Make sure y'all tap in for that. Got to see what kind of time he's going to get, because that relates to this case, you know, very similarly. So we'll stay up to date to that. I appreciate y'all. Peace, love. I'll catch y'all on the next video.
You are totally dependent on other people to take care of your needs because you don't have those roots sunk into the ground. To have a community, you must have three things to have a community in it. You must have a wholly independent economic structure that can provide goods, service, products, and things for your own people, and jobs and tax bases for your own people. You should at least control 4 basic things. You should be trying to control water, food, medicine, and energy to be able to survive.
Here we got Mr. Pollock. He had a cornfield. He took advantage of a free water test from us, and this is what we found in this water. We found sulfur, we found hardness, and we solved these problems with an easy fix of 2 tanks. So get your free water test today. Stay blessed. Click the link below.